Ciao, Juventini, and welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel, where it's all Juve all the time, and it's another Juventus match day. And I've got Omar with me. I've got Joe with me. We're gonna rock this one out today and get pumped up for Venezia and Juve. Not only is it a Juventus match day, but it's Mr. Fabrizio Ravanelli's birthday as well. Oh, gotta show the love for the kit that started it all. Okay. Oh man, this thing's iconic. We were talking earlier before jumping on here about Ravanelli and like my connection. I have so many childhood memories about Ravanelli, and it was like the hair that stood out, but this kit, especially, I remember playing old school video games and specifically even using Juventus because of this kit, number one, and Ravanelli for sure. And Joe, we had a good chat about it. You're like, was he the guy, And man, it was hard to ignore him with the hair. And I was just like, man, who's this old man that's playing with these guys, And it just, he wasn't old at all. Oh, it was funny. It's funny. But guys, you guys ready for this match day today against Venezia or what?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, 100% ready for this.
Beautiful, beautiful. We got some subscribers here right out of the gate. Bob is always here. Happy Saturday, gentlemen. Alex P. Ciao. Mohammed, good morning, guys. Important win today. We can't afford to lose points anymore if we wish to make the top four. They are all important, especially going into the break here. You're absolutely right. Sal, good morning. And Cliff, buongiorno to the best team in the business. Gaffer, Bonucci,
Buongiorno.
and Pitbull. What a cast, eh? What a cast. Let's go.
We can
Let's
assemble Bonucci Chiellini. I see some similarities with Joe.
I think the only player I've ever
Take that as a
gotten is
compliment.
Bernardeschi, and I'm like, I don't see it, but that's okay. That's okay.
No,
and at least
back
he's
when
playing better
I-
now. So,
Back when I had hair, I used to hear Zambrota a lot. But now-
Zambrota, yeah. You like a
yeah.
combination of
No, you still look
Zambo,
like him, dude.
Chiello, Bonucci.
Yeah,
You
but,
got it.
Yeah, but I don't have enough hair today.
There we go. There we go. Okay, guys, let's get to the business. We'll tackle a bit of the news that was floating around this week. They got some shouts about Douglas Costa and a possible reunion with Juventus. We later found out that it would not happen and that he would not be coming back to Juventus. Hypothetically, I'm curious to know where you guys stood on that for the brief period of time that we thought it was a possibility of Douglas Costa coming back. So let's go. Let's start with Joe. Hypothetically, Douglas Costa, if he were to return in January.
So I was actually in a bunch of group chats that were talking about this, and the overarching opinion was that he would be a decent impact substitution for the remainder of the year. Like if he were to come in January, like he could be the difference. And honestly, I can see that. I can see how Douglas Costa could be that guy that we take off the bench to, really make that sort of difference in a game, like his dynamism and everything like that. Not 100% sure he still has that. And my other big gripe would be, like, how many games are we going to get out of this guy? Maybe if we got like 5, that would be like extraordinary, So
Yeah.
that was my take on that one.
Okay, Omar.
Yeah, like basically what Joe said. The only upside to it is having a winger off the bench, not as a starter. But it actually made me laugh. Like, is this guy still? Are we still dealing with him? I thought we're done with him.
Yeah.
So there's no point to it. I'm sorry. If his team got relegated, then I assume he hasn't been that good. And when he plays, is sometimes like mesmerizing, but it happens so rarely. Like, he's injured most of the time, and probably come in and be injured for 3 months, get a game or two out of him, and that's about it.
Yeah. And Alex P coming in here with, wasn't it confirmed there's no way he's come back? Yeah, we stated it's not happening, but for the brief period of time before, it was actually acknowledged that he cannot come back. Just had fans believing for a second. So we're just hypothetically speaking on the scenario. For me, a Costa return, I was kind of indifferent. I mean, would he have more of an impact than Kulishevsky has been able to do in a couple seasons here? Probably. Does he have absurd injury issues? Did he have absurd injury issues when he was with us? Absolutely. Has he had all sorts of issues with Gremio? Yes. So I don't know. When you weigh it all out, I'm like, whatever. If it didn't cost us anything, he comes in January, be an option, sure. But right now, what he's shown at Gremio and whatnot, I don't really. I kind of really wouldn't care, to be honest. It's not something I would be,
Right.
pumped about, because the Douglas Costa I remember is lights out when he's in the mood, but very rarely in that mood. So it was just, yeah. I
Right.
remember, you remember these games where he can just absolutely go into beast mode, but they were so few and far between. And it's just, yeah, I don't know. I always expected more out of Douglas Costa.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
wondering
like
if
he's only good from the bench. That's basically his style, against tired legs. That's what he always excelled at. Every time he started a match, he wasn't that flashy or anything. Just there are players that are like that. They're only good off the bench. Solskjaer made a career out of it,
Mhm.
and that's what Douglas Costa was for us. Basically, nothing more.
Yeah.
Do you think that he has but do you still think that he, judging by the team now, does he kind of meet that benchmark with the other players in terms of skill and whatnot?
Yeah,
It's not
but
hard to make, that's the point I think I'm trying to make, is that it's not
yeah, well,
exactly a high bar, especially the wingers that we have aside from Chiesa,
it's just he's a gamble because Kulusevski is at least not injured. Rarely as he plays, he isn't injured. Douglas Costa could be injured for the minute we bring him in, and he's another player we have to deal with in the summer.
Yeah.
Getting rid of him, and we have enough of that already. So
Yeah.
no point to it. And he hasn't played for Bayern and been bad for Gremio, so that's a hard no. And I love him. I loved watching him play, but sorry,
Yeah.
not anymore.
Yeah. We're all kind of on the same page. Let's get to the young guns. Started hearing in Max Allegri's presser that he was saying promising things, especially like De Winter. You start to get the feeling that he's going to stay around and be able to learn from guys like Quadrado, obviously Danilo, which is great. The words he said about Pellegrini, which got Juventini in an uproar, was that he is a good alternative to Sandro. I still liked what I heard out of Max about Pellegrini, because he did say prior to this that everybody seems to be hung up on, is that he says he continues to grow. He's continuing to grow daily and get better. And him saying he's a good alternative to Sandro, it probably paints that picture that he's not going to be above Sandro. But I'm starting to see it that he would have faith, and he's not so hesitant anymore to play Pellegrini. This one, we'll get to the lineups later and whatnot, but I want to get your guys' thoughts on those words, and if you took them in the same manner, or do you see positives out of it? Omar?
Yeah, I like Pellegrini. I like what I saw from him recently. I like that he preferred to stay and take his chances at Juve than play somewhere else. From what was reported, they told him that they want him to leave, and he said, "No, I'm going to fight for my place," which is awesome. And apparently, we need him because the Shilio. And that's it. Max, I think he trusts him. Max has always been good at press conferences. He knows what to say. I'm sure he's talking to him personally daily, and he knows what he expects from him. So I was actually pretty happy about it. I didn't see much from Sandro, and for me, it's a question of balance because he's this attacking fullback, same as Quadrado, where Danilo and Sandro are the more defensive fullbacks. So if you play one of them, the other one has to stay back. And Sandro offers nothing going to the attack. So it's either Sandro and Quadrado or Danilo and Pellegrini, which is in the ultimate combination for me.
Yeah. Joe, your thoughts on the words of Max and just in terms of Pellegrini?
It's typical Max, honestly. Kind of not divulging too much. I mean, it's what you expect from him, to be totally honest. Sandro is through and through a max player. So of course he's going to start Sandro 9 times out of 10 when he can. But I think that it's reassuring. I think that you touched on it, Al. That it's not as bad as some people are making it out to be. Look, he's still a young kid. I think he looked great every time. But the young kid I mean is Pellegrini. Every time he's been on the field in place of Sandro, he's looked good. He's had energy, which I think is what's missing on that left flank. And he's linked up well with whoever else has been there. I'm confident that sooner or later, the performances are going to speak for themselves, and Max will be forced to play Pellegrini at some point, and he's gonna be the starter eventually. And I think that's Max's plan eventually.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the lineups too, because the lineups kind of added a little element to this discussion that was taking place, obviously, on social media between Juventini about his words and Pellegrini and everything. But first, we're gonna go through the priority list right now that's being thrown out by journalists on Juventus, and that is Artur, Ramsey, Kulusevski, January, the guys that are on the market that they're going to be trying to get out. Mm-hmm. Is that your exact list for top 3 priority for players that need to go? For me, it's spot on for me in terms of the priority list. Yes, with Kulusevski being an asterisk. And the only reason I put him as an asterisk is he can play a couple positions, and if we're going 4-2-3-1, you got to be very, very careful about coverage on that wing. So unless we have a lot of faith in like a kid like Sule is going to come up and start playing, which I don't see Max being that strong on doing, the Kulusevski one is an asterisk. But Artur's got a lot of value. There's a lot of clubs interested. He simply cannot get into the fold. We heard that he made it late to training, day before match. Max is not calling him up to Venezia. That is incredibly frustrating for a guy who's looking to get his name on the lineup card. Incredibly, incredibly frustrating. I can't help but feel with the whole Artur situation, there's a lot more to it. And it's a lot more behind the scenes, I'm thinking, because it just doesn't really make a lot of sense how he's so low on minutes into this season. Like right now, for me, it's not making sense since he came back. We were all like, okay, like we can free up Locatelli, like we have all these options, but he's just been riding pine, you know? And then when you watch him play, we watched that one game, it wasn't so bad that to the point where this guy can't get into the lineup. You know, like it's really a strange one for me. So question to you guys, is that the right priority for you? Does it line up, Artur, Ramsey, Kulusevski? And your thoughts on Artur being on the outside looking in and potentially leaving in January?
Yeah, I'll go. First of all, the 3 names. Okay, Ramsey is just, there's no question there. Everyone would ask to tell you Ramsey's out the door.
Yes.
I don't think anyone wants to see what he has to give more. Kulusevski is, like you said, an asterisk depending on the deal. And Artur, I wouldn't put him there yet, but there's obviously something going on in the background. So until we know more, is probably on the list. Because if you'd ask me straight on talent and just formation wise, then I would kick Rabiot out first. But I still have a little faith in Artur that he has something to show. That I don't know, but he doesn't get a minute, so it doesn't matter. There's obviously something there. So I can agree with the list. I don't like the comments his agent make. I don't like when they're interviewed and said stuff about what's happening backstage in the team. And what was your second question?
It was
like the
priority list, and then it was Artur. Should he be on the outside looking in?
Yeah, I think the Locatelli signing pretty much killed his chances, since they're playing the same role, and Locatelli is better at it and more adapted to the league. And I don't see him playing anywhere else besides the Locatelli role. So that's about it. I would have liked to see Arthur as a holding and Locatelli further forward, but I don't think Max will play that way.
Joe, priority list and then thoughts on Artur.
January priority list. I feel like I gotta be specific and say that that's the January priority list, right? So, yeah, I would agree, especially with the asterisks on Kulu, because he can be a little bit versatile there. I would like to have heard a little bit more rumblings of getting rid of more dead weight, but I don't think the January market is the market for that. Artur, the guy, for me, I was excited for Artur to come to Juve in the beginning. And after that deal sort of happened, I got this bad taste in my mouth. I don't know why. I could just feel something that told me that the guy did not want to be there. Just the way the deal went down, the Pjanic swap, everything, it kind of stunk to me. And I don't think that he ever really wanted to be on this team to begin with. And I think that a lot of that is coming to fruition now, especially with the, the excuses that he was late to training and so we're not calling him up, stuff like that. It makes you wonder, one, did that actually happen? Probably. Two, is it also just another excuse that they can use for maybe poor behavior and poor training, all of that stuff? Probably. And to be honest, I was never like Team Artur. I like his ball control. That's about as much as I can say about his talents. Sure, he hasn't had the minutes to like really wow anybody, but from what I've seen, I honestly, I have not been impressed. I have not been impressed.
Yeah. I think everybody was searching for a little more. The interesting thing, too, is when he came to us, if you would speak to Barcelona fans, they seemed just as confused as to where his best, what's his best role, amongst the lineup, amongst the team. And they were kind of left always wanting more out of the player, too. Right now, it's strange. I mean, you touch on a great point about how when the transfer was going down, it seemed to be delayed because there was this convincing required of Artur to join Juventus. And then, you saw the headlines. I was like, okay, they've finally convinced Artur. And you're absolutely right. A lot of the immediate gut reaction was, man, if you need convincing to come join this team, then we don't want you. And that was kind of a lot of the immediate emotional reaction from Juventini. And I got to be honest, I was one of them, because if a guy doesn't want to join, stop pushing for it, right? But we saw how the deal broke down. And even in us not being able to get Artur involved, as much as we would have all hoped, it did help the books a ton. So it helped both teams drastically. Pjanic at that point was shades of what we wanted and needed out of him and saw out of him in years prior. So it made sense on a lot of scenarios, right? In terms of Artur now, he holds value. He can't get into the lineup. I can't help but feel it's something behind the scenes. We ask for competition at all positions. I feel like he's one of these. I feel like a lot of modern guys now, it's going to be hard to start signing the man and the guys that are ready to come in, that are ready to, grit their teeth and get down to business and work for starting spots, rather than just feel entitled to it. We saw it kind of with a guy like Emre Can, who we signed for free, got this big, wage and stuff, and came along, and all of a sudden it's like, hey man, they just don't want you in Champions League, whatever. And well, this is part of my contract. This is one of the stipulations. Buddy, earn it. So it's time to get back down to business. If these guys want more playing time and they haven't deserved it, I'm kind of okay with making the move. Also, when you factor in our financial situation, he holds a lot of value. You're not using him. Max isn't using him. It's time to go. So I'd be fine with it. Speaking of the financials, old Sefrin's going to be pretty choked about signing a nice little payout to Juventus for finishing tops in their Champions League group. So I think it's around 79 million euros, which helps the cause big time. And then there was added bonuses for the matches won. And that I think, don't hold me to this, but somewhere around another 15 to 20 million there. So again, much needed. And great to see those resources. I wish there would be a press conference and live footage of Sefrin handing that check over to Agnelli. That's my one request, the one thing I would love to see. But guys, positive stuff there in finishing top of the group. And yeah, the Arthur thing is strange. I kind of agree with Omar and, thinking there's possibly more there. We just haven't been able to unlock it. But ultimately, how long do you give these guys? You know what I mean? So Anin saying that he thinks it's 79 altogether. I've read a couple of things and they were not very clear on either one of the reports. So it may very well be 79 altogether, which is still almost 20 million higher than the year prior. So there is a little bit more prize money being dished out. And you can thank Agnelli for trying to fire up that Super League, because this was one of the stipulations, was the dividends of the funds. So there you go. But yeah, Artur, frustrating one. Now, guys, Juventus and Venezia. I saw a lot of people talking about the history out there and saying 4 matches and whatnot. Not the case. Not the case. It stretches a little bit further to back when they were AC Venezia 1907. Okay. So there's not been 4 matches between Juventus and Venezia. There's been 33. Without further ado, and of course we have Omar here for this. He trains daily, weekly, hourly for the trivia. Okay. He don't believe
You do,
word
man.
he
Come on.
says when he says no and shakes his head. This guy is a beast and he trains for it. Okay.
Never.
Oh man, I'm decent at it, but I like to believe Omar trains for it because of how good he is.
No, I have good match memory. I remember a lot of unnecessary data and from stuff I've seen, and I'm good at guessing. Not only in football, but it doesn't always work. Like Joe could kick my ass here. He was fantastic on the last trivia, and I wasn't here. So I have a good match.
Yeah,
He was a good guesser again.
Someone on the team is complimenting me. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You don't listen to the other schmucks, do you, Joe?
No, especially not Cliff.
So we've got a question coming in here from Hanan with, what's the deal with the Venezia field? So basically, number one, stunning and spectacular from the outside looking in. Okay. Fantastic place to play football. In terms of the field, the pitch quality is always in question. It's just, it breaks apart really, really easily. And it's narrow. I can't remember the exact measurements, but it's a little bit narrower than most of the fields in Italy. And that's the deal with the field. And that's what Max was pertaining to. So the guy's got to be dialed in on the choice of the footwear there on that particular pitch. And with it being a little bit more narrow, actually will play to Juve's advantage. If you watch Venezia, I did put a tactical breakdown out there. When they're at their best, they're switching field and stretching you down the flanks. So they want to catch you in that transition, and they'll send extra mids, and they'll try to get that through ball or that ball over the top and attack on a flank. The field being a little bit more narrow allows you to close that space quicker and not allow them to do that. So again, should be advantage Juventus there. Eric believes it's 3 meters more narrow. Okay.
He's correct.
So, without further ado, 33 total matches. How many times has Juve dropped a match to Venezia? How many L's in 33 matches?
Well, Al, you should stop asking those questions on Twitter because I know the answer. Because you just
let's
asked
get
it
Joe.
before the
Let's get
pod.
Joe.
So that's Joe's opinion. I'm
You
not
looked
answering.
it up, though. I didn't even answer it there.
I'm gonna say
No,
20.
I just you wrote it. Read the tweet.
How many L's?
So you looked it up. You trained.
No,
I'm
I was just on Twitter. That's what my life is all about right now. I'm just
KM's
waking
got
up, logging to
6.
Twitter, and going to sleep.
KM's throwing a guess out of 6.
I'm gonna say 4. I haven't seen anything, by the way.
Very, very close. It's 3. They've only dropped 3.
So close.
Now, the last time they met was in 2002. So this is a big hint. 2002. Who scored the goals for Juventus, one being the winner in the 76th minute?
I almost remember that. Trezeguet scored there, but he didn't score the winner.
Joe's got
Right?
Trez, and he's right.
I think
Trezeguet is one of the 2 goal scorers.
okay, it's Trezeguet and Del Piero.
Not Del
No way.
Piero.
Not
Nedved.
Del Piero.
Not Nedved.
Oh,
Then-
I know it. I
ooh,
know
I
it. I
know
remember
who
this
it is.
game.
You
Yes.
You go, bye.
Okay, defender.
Defender.
Right? Yeah. Defenders in 2001. We had Montero, Verendelli, Pesotto, Giuliano.
Uliano.
Wow.
Wow. That is crazy.
That is that.
I
I thought I knew who it is, but as soon as you said defender, I'm like, nah, nope, not my.
No,
guy.
I sort of remember the game. I don't remember him scoring the winner. I just remember the game.
Yeah, that's wild, man. I must admit, I did not think. I thought it would have to come from some help from the live chat. Well.
That was
played there.
good.
That's 2 points.
In those matchups, which in 2002, which former Juventus player was Venezia's manager at the time?
Oh, I know who was the manager. I didn't know he played for you, but I don't remember him playing for you. I think it was him. Maybe it was 2 seasons earlier, and I'm confusing. I think
I don't
it's
know.
Cesare Prandelli. I have no idea if he played for Juve or not.
It's Cesare Prandelli,
He did
He
play
played
for
for
you.
Juve?
and he did play
He was
for Juventus.
he was a midfielder, I think.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Didn't know
Yeah.
that.
There you go.
Wow.
In the 4-0 win, which was the match prior to the 2-1 we just discussed in 2002, name me as much as you can of Juve's starting lineup in that match.
Oh my God. Okay.
I just go through the team and see who was there. It was.
I mean, we
Can
could start
we
a
combo?
goalkeeper.
Can
Yeah.
we
We could
combo?
start a
Omar?
goalkeeper.
Let's try.
Okay, let's go. So Buffon was the goalkeeper.
Buffon was in net.
Fun.
Defenders,
Risotto?
I went through them. We had Zambrotta, Montero, Giuliano, Thuram, Birindelli.
Okay, well let's lay
02.
out some starter guests here. So I only heard one that was in there. 2.
So Zambrotta?
No.
No.
No, so
Oh,
Birindelli.
sorry.
Risotto?
He wasn't in the back, but he was on the pitch. You're right. Zambrotta.
Okay. So Zambrotta, Montero,
Montero was in there.
Birindelli.
No.
Ferrara?
No.
No.
Thuram.
Thuram.
And who else? Who are we missing? A left back.
Who are we missing?
We're missing a
Who are we
left back.
missing?
You're missing a left back and a right back.
Is it Pesotto?
Pesotto. Yeah.
Risotto? Who was left back?
So I gave you a hint that Zambrotta did not play right back in this match. He was moved up the pitch.
So was he playing left back?
No, Pesotto was left back. You haven't got the right back because
okay.
Zambrotta was
Okay,
right
okay.
midfielder.
Okay.
All right. That's right. All right.
Okay, so we had
who
had
else?
Thuram, we had Giuliano, we had
I don't think you'll
Montero
get this
said-
right back.
is the tough one.
Yeah. Let's get to
Is
the
it-
midfield. You know Zambrotta's on the right. Name the midfielders.
Davids?
No.
Enzo Maresca?
No.
Nedved probably played there somewhere.
Nedved, yeah.
Nedved was on there, yeah.
Yeah, Takinardi?
Takinardi's in there, yeah.
Okay.
One more midfielder you need.
Oh,
Takinardi
man, this is hard.
and Conte? Conte still played then.
Conte did, but he wasn't there.
But he wasn't on the field. Oh,
Okay.
this is
So we
tough.
said Conte, Davids, Maresca, Takinardi.
The other midfielder is currently coaching in Serie A.
Oh, okay.
Good guess, Camo. It wasn't Camo.
Camo, no, not Camo.
Excuse me.
No, we're missing a central midfielder.
We're missing a
You're missing a
missing a
central
center
midfielder.
mid.
He's currently coaching and doing quite well in Serie A.
Okay, wait a minute.
No, get out of here.
He's right.
What? He was a midfield. He played CDM.
He played. Yeah, he was playing between center back, central mid. Yep, two-door.
Wow.
You're
Okay.
missing
I
the
take
two
that
forward,
back.
and you're missing the right back. So two
No,
forward.
I go with Trezeguet and Del Piero.
Trezeguet and Del Piero.
Boom. Each two
That's
goals
easy.
apiece.
This is a hard
Right
man.
back.
Ah.
This one you got to dig very, very deep.
Wait, is he has he been a long time in Juve or just?
I couldn't
Am
tell
I
you
gonna-
how long he was there. Not very long, if I had to guess.
Am I gonna?
man.
Am I gonna hate myself when you say the name?
I don't think he was there too long. 4 years?
4 years.
Probably did the longest stint was with Atalanta for this player between 96 and 2001.
Oh, so he came to us from Atalanta. He had 4 seasons. This was like his first season.
His first name
With
is
Juve.
Christian.
Oh,
Ooh.
wait.
I'm going to say you guys are going to throw in the towel here.
Yeah. I have no
Zanoni.
idea. I'm lost. Zanoni. Okay.
Well done, though, boys. Well done.
Yeah, you're just being nice.
No, that's
Yeah.
Look at this. Oh, just too late. Just too late.
Oh, it's
Nice ball
20
Oh, we
years
should've-
back.
We should have thrown a
Okay.
lifeline to the chat.
So Alvin's coming in here. What do you think the score is going to be? Who's going to score first? We are going to get this, okay? We are going to get this. And Joe, you might have to give old Anthony, a little apology there because he came
take
in
that
out
back.
of nowhere,
I take that back,
and
yeah.
saved the day there. So good. And I'm saying Ant out of nowhere. I love it. Boys, okay, the projected lineup, okay? We saw earlier, we were talking about Allegri mentioning the young guys and saying Pellegrini is a good alternative to Sandro and everybody getting fired up. The immediate projected lineup had Sandro in there starting. The latest one that we have seen has Pellegrini starting. Okay. Szczesny in goal. Excuse me. De Sciglio, Bonucci, De Ligt, Pellegrini across the back. Locatelli and Rabiot as your pivots. Quadrado, Dybala, Bernardeschi with Morata up top. Thoughts on this lineup as it stands, fellas? Any changes you would make? Do you like it? Do we move? Let's go. Let's start this one with Omer.
The only name that annoys me when I look at this lineup is Rabiot. Here's the Mister coming to say hello. So
Mister always
might be
coming
able
in
to
on Matchday.
explain what's the deal with Rabiot. Please help us. Besides that, the rest is kind of, you have to play the Sciglio because you have to. If you want Quadrado up there. And I believe he'll stay. If Pellegrini plays, then he'll be the one who stays back. And that's it. It's a solid lineup. I don't think there's anyone else I would rather see in there. Maybe Keane instead of Morata. He seems to be more on his game.
So this
after
is
the
an
last
interesting point to bring up, Omar, because a lot of fans have been saying in this build-up to this match, Should Keane not get the opportunities that Morata had? Morata seemed to have such a long leash to get going, and he still hasn't really. Should Keane be given that same opportunity? What do you guys think about it?
Look, they're both players on loan, right? We haven't bought Keane yet. And they both have something to prove. I think Morata's seniority might give him the edge a bit for Allegri because he trained him for 2 seasons with Juve. He saw what he can do. And Allegri always counts on the elder guys more than the young guys. Should he have more knowledge? Yeah, I would like to see Keane play. I think Morata is out of his element right now. He's not in the game at all. He loses a lot of balls. He looks for fouls most of the time. He doesn't help the build-up. Keane seems more naturally inside the box the way we play right now. He should get the chance. He's younger, and if we should extend someone out of that, then it should be Keane.
Yeah.
Yep.
Joe,
Yep.
Your thoughts?
Ant took the words out of my mouth. I was getting really frustrated with Keane in the middle of the week, but you could see what he was trying to do. He got the looks, he just couldn't capitalize, which is something that not even Morata could do. So at least he was getting and trying to like make those chances happen. He just couldn't force his way into the game. And I think Omar was 100% right. I think Morata just kind of looks for the fouls. Doesn't really help much in the build-up play. Not that Keane really does either, but he does a little bit more. And we got to start giving the looks to the younger kids. Honestly, I think I agree a little bit with what KM was saying. Why not start Sule? I think that the only stipulation there is that there. I remember reading something about his contract where if he plays more than 5 games,
it's 10.
It's 10. Okay,
it's
so there
10,
you go.
Yeah, so there was a lot of speculation that it was 5. It's actually it's 10
in Serie A, not like So yeah, I forget the rest though.
Yeah, it's one of these things. We can't get either one of them firing. We need one of them to get firing. Keane, Morata. Earlier on, we gave Morata more. We have right now, like as it stands, Morata's had more than ample opportunity to get it going and catch fire. And he honestly hasn't even come close. Keane, at the very least, I like the aggression out of him. I like the direct approach. Does he struggle? Yeah, his touch needs to be a lot better. 100%. But it's a pick your poison type thing. But the honest thing about it is Juve needs one of these guys to get going. So if it's me, that position is wide open, and you probably work right now. It's a split rotation as far as I'm concerned. You play Keane, play Morata. You play Keane, you play Morata, and you say, guys, it's up to you to get it going. One of you needs to get going, because what we've been getting out of both is nowhere near enough. They have to get clinical. These are games that need to be put away, and right now we've been getting by. But when the tricky part of the schedule turns around, those need to be goals. They have to be goals. We have to be scoring those opportunities. Right now, we still need to continue to build with the 4-2-3-1 and see what's going on. Sule would fit into this by playing in one of those wide positions. But I still think there's a lot there in what he's used to with the U23s and that role, because the U23s don't play that way.
Yeah.
So
I think that this would be a good game for him, though. To be honest.
I mean, we can't shy away from it, but right now, we can't also take too many chances. So I think if Sule's going to get no starting, and even Caio Jorge. Max talked about Caio Jorge saying he will get minutes against Venezia, and that's the way it should be. But we'll have to go in and get strong, right? We gotta get the job done, and then look to get these guys a good amount of minutes. So Max won't do anything different. We've seen the way he's approached these games as of late, and it's no nonsense and not taking any chances, even to the point of getting guys on cards out early, like really early. So,
Yeah.
and honestly, I agree with it because we can't suffer dropping any more points. Not from now to Christmas break. These next ones, Venezia, Bologna, Cagliari, all three have to be 3 points.
Got to be W's.
Let's not kid ourselves. It's a must-win game. If we're going to introduce all these youngsters, it should be when we're leading 2-0 and controlling the game, not taking risks from minute one.
Yeah.
And I would like to see Caio. I would like to see Zule. I hope they get minutes. But first of all, let's close it. And I don't know, all the Morata Keane, it's like I feel Morata, you have to put him in situations like one-on-one with the goalkeeper or in front of an open net. You have to create chances for him. And Keane is the opposite. Keane creates chances for himself. He gets into good positions, and that's the difference between them. I saw a lot more from Keane. Even if he missed those opportunities, at least he brought himself to those situations. Morata can go 70, 80 minutes without a shot on target.
Yeah. John Stewart coming in with he would love to see a center forward who could return the 1-2 from Dybala. We haven't seen that this year. It's a good point. Morata should be. I've seen it very limited with Morata, but Morata's all over the map. And a lot of this season, he's been out on an island by himself. As much as he's struggled individually, that 4-4-2 was so odd and awkward.
Yeah.
Dybala would be out wide, deeper than our mids. Like, just Chiesa would be isolated. It didn't make any sense. The 4-2-3-1, a big step in the right direction. We can all agree.
I'm still thinking that Dybala is going to drop deep just to help that midfield out, and that frustrates me. But I like the setup a lot better than that flat 4-4-2 at least.
I would actually love to see Dybala as a center forward before Keane and Morata.
I don't
know. Let me tell you something that people might be angry about.
Ball up there because I think he's too valuable to the creation to leave him up top there. I think he's too valuable. And honestly, the chemistry I've seen with Bernardeschi and Dybala is actually like really, really stands out big time right now. And the two of them being back there and having two creators, you're literally taking care of the biggest weakness from the midfield in those two players. So moving Dybala up now all of a sudden limits that to Bernardeschi. And Dybala still needs that guy that should be taking the attention and playing off of, right? So
you know what I would have tried?
These guys need to figure it out between Keane and Morata, right? This lineup, if Pellegrini starts, I'm fine on whatever side Rabiot plays. People said Bentancur might start over Rabiot. That's fine. But I think we need to answer the question of how Rabiot looks in the two-man pivot. And it's Venezia. So let him have the go and let's do it. If Sandro ends up starting ahead of Pellegrini, do not put Rabiot on that side. Switch that side with Locatelli. That's my one thing. Because it's painful. Okay? Like, it's painful. That's my one thing on this lineup. Other than that, I am good to go. I want to see Bernardeschi continue his fine run of form. Dybala getting in there, those two working together. Quadrado up ahead. I have said lately I like him at the back. I prefer him being from the back. But right now, we need to continue to grow in the 4-2-3-1, and he has to do that because Kulishevsky's had the surgery for sinusitis, so he's out, and there's just a lack of wingers available till after the Christmas break when obviously Chiesa will come back. So we're right in doing this because we need to develop the 4-2-3-1 from here on out. I think we can all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
That's a lock. Keep growing on the 4-2-3-1. Yeah.
Keep that
going. On the right side. You always knew they were going to split him up. I liked what I saw out of De Winter in his outing against Malmo, but you knew Max would not go into this one again when we get, get back into not taking any chances. He's not going to go De Winter and Pellegrini. He won't do that.
No.
He was always going to split and be De Sciglio and Pellegrini or Sandro and De Winter. De Winter getting his go midweek. I expect Pellegrini to start here and DeCilio on the right, especially DeCilio being back from injury and Max absolutely loving DeCilio. We all know this. He was always going to get the start, right?
He was always going to get it.
Come on. It's his boy. Let's go. DeCilio was actually playing quite well. Prior to going away. I can't believe it.
Ballon d'Or contender.
Here we are.
Oh, hands down.
Talking about these guys and being like, hey, man, it's good and it's working, right? A lot of fans still in uproar about Bernardeschi. So Alex P coming in here saying Berna praise. You love to hear it. Obviously, the rumors with the good play continue to swirl about his extension. Now saying the team is willing to go up to 4 years on the extension. Still trying to get a lower price tag, but 4 years, yes or no? Not even if we consider the money. 4 years, yes or no? Joe, are you a yes or no on Bernardeschi 4 years?
No. 4 years, that's a long time, man.
It's a big commitment.
He's going to be what? He's
31.
He's close to my age right now. He's going to be 31 by the time.
I think he's going to be 31 or 32 at that time.
Nah, man. No. Not that I honestly have nothing against the guy. Like he can be useful. But no, not a 4-year contract. I feel like that would just be a formality, sort of, almost. But no, I don't like it.
You don't like it, Omar? 4 years, Bernardeschi.
Man, I'm so split on Bernardeschi and my opinion of him, because even though he has good moments, I still see a lot of lost balls by him. Even against Malmo, he had the assist, so he got credit. But I'm going to be the devil's advocate here. I saw a lot of mistakes, simple things that he needs to fix. It's not unfixable, but find me another player who would be okay with this role of this, rotational players, covers like 6 or 7 positions on the field, low salary, and willing to come to play. And most players would look for a different club and guarantee them a starting spot. So he has a few merits here. Would I do it? Probably not. Again, because he would be 31, and that kind of ties him to the club forever. We wouldn't get much for him. If we want to cash in on him, then now is the time. As soon as he signs that contract, he's a Juve legend in the process. And so I wouldn't do it, probably.
So here we go, KM. If his salary is just $3 million, then what's the problem of extending for 4 years? My thinking is, if you get the 30% drop that they're wanting in salary, I would do that, no problem. Especially with the fact of how much he's been available over his time at Juventus. He's always available and fit. He barely ever has had to miss time. So taking him to the age of 31, I mean, hell, at my age, I like to think 31 is still spring. He's ready to go, okay? But no, seriously, with his track record, at 30% drop in pay, it's no problems in the term of 4 years. If he gets back to the same amount of money, then you can make the case for shooting for a 2-year, which would be prime at that rate.
That would be better.
Yeah. The fear is he hitting this because he's in contract extension mode? That's the one thing. It's like, how come now all of a sudden, and then they're like, okay, so he gets the big pay. Is he going to just drop off? Is he going to drop off again? Are we going to sign him on 4 years and then another 3 years we're going to be frustrated with him and then it's going to go away? I don't necessarily know, but right now, oddly enough, it just makes sense. The 4-2-3-1, how he's been looking. But again, I need to see it. And that's why these decisions, I've always said, certain contracts, you need to kind of put on the back burner. Right now, naturally, all ours are on the back burner because of the investigations going on, which Obviously, I mean, that's some news circulating that now they're not finding, excuse me, what they're after. Big surprise. Surprise. So, excuse me. Naturally, extensions are taking a break. Okay. With them taking a break, this is a decision you make and you see after we get to the crucial part of the schedule and see if Bernardeschi has remained consistent, right? If the consistency is not going on and not happening, you shoot for that 2-year. Because I still think you need him because we're not going to be able to make those big splash. Everybody needs to remember, too, what we're asking for. Vlahovic. If you replace him or you let him walk, if you replace him or you let him walk, you have to replace him. And then you're spending money, transfer money. So extending Bernardeschi is a must. The contract term, the money dictates the term for me. If it's 30% drop, 4 years is fine if he wants 4 years. If he's not willing to take a drop, 2 years.
2.
Yeah. And I think
it's about the player. The player needs to agree to it.
I think it has to be that way, right? So we know Bernard, obviously, I mean, these are what players are going to do. He's pushing for the money and the term. So he's got the guarantee, right? But it's got to go both ways. It's got to work. But
that's the other side of the argument.
I'm kind of with Alex in the implications of him, no, it's not that he's doing shit on purpose. It's that, and this is not exclusive to football. This happens in all sports when guys are on contract years. Mm-hmm. You've seen guys I could think of hockey, American football, everything, contract years, guys going lights out, getting the big money, fading fast. I'm not necessarily, again, right now, and what I'm seeing with Bernardeschi, the team, everything fitting, I'm not really concerned about that. So for me, I'm leaning more towards the yes. But it's crazy to see a lot of automatic no's out there on social media and just instant reactionary like no's. This is what we've been asking from him for so long. And he's starting to put together, he's starting to be very effective. He leads our team in assists. Let's give the guy a little bit of credit. I mean,
I give him credit. I give him credit. And the other side of that argument is we have enough holes in the team as it is. No point in creating another one.
Exactly.
And Bernardeschi is a bit hard to replace. Let's first fix the problems that are here before creating new ones.
Exactly. And when everybody was talking about it, I said that's one of the key points is the priority. And we talked about it earlier on the show. Kulishevsky, Ramsey, Artur seem to be priorities. Bernardeschi is nowhere near the top of the list for me on guys we need to move.
Yeah,
he flat out just isn't. And when you get these reactionary takes out there and them saying, no, why would you extend and whatnot? You have to acknowledge the fact that he's nowhere near that list. Okay. So Insigne, is Insigne an option if Berna leaves? Insigne is going to take the biggest payout he can get at this point of his career. And it might come from North America, believe it or not. Where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Insigne, a lot of us would be probably surprised if he made that jump now, but I don't know. The contract money apparently is big, especially the bonuses. What people don't understand about the North American style signings, like what Jovinko received as well, is that it's not just the contract term, because when you look at the signing fee and the contract term, it doesn't look all that impressive. What they gain is the sponsorship money and all the sponsors chipping in, and it's all the money that comes from it on the side. So he literally, like Jovinko, made a killing in endorsements, free housing, like you name it. He became the highest Italian paid player at that time. And Insigne has the potential to receive the same type of treatment and offer out of MLS. So it doesn't really surprise me. Like, it doesn't surprise me that all those talks still linger around. The only part that surprised me is, if he would want to make that one last run with the Azzurri, right? But yeah, other than that, I wouldn't be surprised. Omar?
Uh, he's the captain of Napoli, and he doesn't renew a contract with the team he played for all his life because he wants a certain salary. How much money do you think he'll ask from Juve to sign? Been nothing less than 7 million a season. I mean, there's no way. Even if it's a possibility, no point in doing
There's
that.
no way. There's no
No.
way that's happening. No.
Anthony saying Giovinco still lives in Toronto. Giovinco's joining Toronto FC again. Right here, Insigne might be tempted to join a club like Louis. Let's say hypothetical. We love hypotheticals here on All UV Cast. I love this shit. Okay, let's say the contract is terminated. He's terminated. He is free to go. Do you bring Lorenzo Insigne to Juventus?
No, we'll have another Khedira
No.
Ramsey on our hands. Just the player with a high salary who
I want to hear
we
from
can't get
everybody
rid
in the
of.
live too. Do you bring Insigne
No.
in if he's available?
No. He is a great player, but no. No. Just no.
No, just talking about making the squad younger. No, that's a hard no for me. Sorry.
Yeah. So KM's asking us thoughts on. I love this. No.
Just no.
SP, I don't know who
That's
you are. I love that you've chosen now to join the live chat.
that's the
I don't know
correct
how long
answer
you've been
for
watching
that.
the show, but just comes in with the instant no. I love it. Anthony's saying 100%. You guys are crazy. So Anthony would bring Insigne in there. The Mister himself says, of course, he is a top player. John Stewart, Dybala and Insigne together would drive Max crazy. Oh man, I would take Papu Gomez over Insigne.
Wow.
KM saying, "Come on, he has quality. I go for Insigne."
No one's saying he doesn't, but
It's
the man
not
is
that he.
full blood Napoli.
It's
Like,
just
that's
that.
the
Yeah, how old's Insigne now? 29.
30.
No,
Is he
he's
30? He's 30 years old.
Yeah.
For free
He's
though,
great.
and just paying his salary. Like the free part is, it'd be tough to pass. Like that's a
It's never
wing on
free.
lockdown, right?
It's never
Free.
one, it's never actually free, and two, he bleeds Napoli, guys. Like you can't it doesn't work here. I don't feel like it works here.
Insigne
matter
on
how
one
talented
wing and a
he is.
4-2-3-1, Chiesa on the other.
It would be
What are
good,
we
like,
asking here? If
It's
Insigne,
not gonna
I'm just
work.
being devil's advocate. Take it easy. Don't shoot
No,
the
I-
messenger.
No,
I'm
I'm
really
getting mad
asking
at
you.
people in the chat who are like, "Oh, come on, like he'd be great." No, it doesn't work. Something I get bad, like I'm getting bad juju just talking about this. I don't like it.
I have to ask, what are we asking here? Is he a good player for the current Juve 4-2-3-1 system and this season, or is he good for the club going into the future? What is the
Okay.
question here? If we
He's
just
neither of those
flat out
things.
Eric
playing
comes in
FIFA,
here with
yeah,
he'd sign
take
Cavani in a heartbeat and he bleeds Napoli. Let's put it this way. Let's get a question. This is for everybody live too, okay? You can only pick one. Insigne, Cavani, Icardi, Martial. Who you picking?
Oh,
Cavani, hands down.
I'm Cavani.
I would pick Cavani too, but he has even gone on the record saying that he would never play for another Italian club other than Napoli. So you got to remember that.
The
You're
question
not
It would be
playing the game,
Cavani.
Joe.
It would
You're
be
not playing
Cavani.
the game, Joe.
I make my own rules. No, I'm kidding. It would be Cavani though.
It
Out
would
of
be
those
Cavani.
options, Cavani.
Alex P. So we got a lot of Cavani's out there. One, Martial. Cavani is too old. Insigne. KM coming with Insigne. Look, it's an interesting opportunity. I don't think it would ever present itself to Juventus, Insigne, to be honest.
It wouldn't.
If the guy is free though, I gotta say I would be intrigued. Cavani and Chiellini playing together. That's an image. There you go. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. I love the hypotheticals. We know we love it. The live, you guys are always money, bringing in good stuff for us to debate there, and then taking it to our panel here. That's the best. So, guys, let's get to this. Our predictions. We've seen the projected lineup. We know where we stand. It's a must-win match. It's time for the prediction challenge. Anthony, get the pen out, brother. Let's go. Offsides. Total offsides for Juventus. Joe.
I'm gonna say 8.
Holy smokes.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
going
gonna be
like
that kind of game.
3. Omar.
All right.
I'll go with 2.
Okay. Jesus. The field's narrower, not longer, Joe.
Someone's got to be on
Yeah.
the high end. Okay.
Yeah, but we're going to
get the
control the
range.
game, I hope. Most of
First
the time they're
card.
going to be all back.
First card and which team? What minute? Omar.
Venezia, 35th minute.
Venezia, 33rd. Joe.
Venezia, 44th minute.
Venezia. And I'm going to go with the 29th because we will be controlling this one. Possession split. What's the possession split going to be? Let's start this one off with Joe.
I'm going to go, 65-35?
65-35 in favor of Juve. Omar?
Yeah, I had 69-31.
69-31. Yeah, I'm going to go 66. 66-34. And let's get to total attempts for Juventus and how many on target.
Well, we're on a game recently. Like the last match, not against Malmo, who was it before? We had 29.
I'm going 14-8. 14-8 today against Venezia.
That's a
20-9.
Wow, I love it.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go similar to you, Alba. I'm gonna go 12-9.
12-9. Halftime score, fellas. Everybody on the live. Halftime scores. Let's go.
1-0.
1-0 for Juve from Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Omar.
2-0.
2-0 for Juve.
Yeah, I think we're going to explode this match.
I think we're going to be 1-0 at the half. And full-time score, 3-0 Juventus. And the reason is because we're finally going to give away that Striped Hearts apparel merchandise pack. Okay? We've been trying for all these games. They've been landing on score lines. Okay, we're finally going to give it away. Everybody that's tuning in here, get over to Twitter. Watch for the post immediately after this Matchday Live's over. Okay, we are going to get it. If you just got to like the tweet, retweet it, and follow Striped Hearts on Twitter. 3-0 Juventus win, and somebody's going to win a nice little gift pack from Striped Hearts Apparel. If you haven't, get to that website. It's at the top of our screen, stripedheartsapparel.com. Hit on collection or catalog and check it out. A ton of good Juve gear. 3-0 full-time score. Joe, what's your full-time?
I was going to say 3-0. You took that. I'll go 4-0. Screw it.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
4-0. Why not?
Full-time?
4-1.
4-1. Goal scorers, everybody. Goal scorers.
I want Dybala in there. He's going to get a brace. Quadrado might sneak one in there. And I'm going to go Loca. I want to see Loca on the score sheet.
Oh, okay. Omar,
I'm gonna go crazy today. Prediction.
I love it.
Okay, hear me out. Berna gets a goal finally. Kayo is getting his first goal for Juve today. and Dybala. Dybala and someone from the defense, the league might be.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
that. That's great.
Okay. Dybala brace. The third will be our substitute, Kyle George. 3-0 victory. Dybala times 2. Kyle
Then he
George.
goes out on Twitter and says he's good
the
at
sensible
prediction.
one.
He's just stealing mine. Just stealing my predictions all the time.
Man of the match.
It'll be Dybala.
These are all games. We've been picking Dybala a lot over the past little bit here because it's just these are games where it's weaker opponent. We play in the proper manner. The 4-2-3-1. He's so pivotal. He's key. I'm going to throw up Bernardeschi though. Bernardeschi will bag.
He
some
needs
assists.
one. He needs one.
Oh,
Bernardeschi will bag some assists. So get ready for some more Berna love. Omar, man of the match.
Well, you took mine. I wanted to say Berna. Dybala is on fire recently. Every game, he's just everywhere.
Oh, the Mr. Tony Morata with the
man.
brace. We need it. We need it, Mister. Big Bandizi
wish.
with Loca as man of the match. Anthony throwing out Berna.
I'm going to go with Big Mandana here. Locatelli.
Locatelli. There you go.
Good
There you
choice.
go. All right. Well, predictions are in. Guys, been a lot of fun. Everybody who joined the live, fantastic, fantastic stuff. Hey, there's about 15 of you live right now, 17. It's climbing up here. Hit like. We better have minimum 17 likes on the video. Okay, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. One-stop shop for everything Juventus. It's all Juve all the time. We're back tomorrow morning with a post-match podcast. We're going to cover this game. Hopefully have a victory to celebrate. Go out there, enjoy the match. Okay, enjoy your weekends. Okay, and Ravanelli's birthday. Okay, if you never got to experience Ravanelli, I tell you, jump onto YouTube, whatever. You're already here. Search Ravanelli Vialli Baggio, okay, and just watch some of the magic that Trident used to pull for Juventus. It was unbelievable. Like so many bangers. Vialli only scored.
He only scored bangers.
And Ravanelli was just Johnny on the spot every single time. And Baggio, we know Baggio. And then the beauty of it was who entered the fold with that Trident? Del Piero.
It was just a perfect balance.
Baggio. So, guys, yes, again, tanti auguri to Ravanelli. And I'll be sporting this kit all day today. Let's get the victory. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. All right. As always, been an absolute pleasure. Enjoy the match. Fino alla fine. Forza Juventus.
Forza Juve.
Ciao.